Okay. So you went first last time.
Here we go.
Okay, you went first last time. So I'm gonna go first this time. And yeah, I'm gonna start it out with the.
This what we doing?
Oh yeah, okay. So what we doing is we're doing an all-time greatest basketball shoe draft. Now it's not just basketball and it's not just fashion. I need both of them. What made a great basketball shoe, and what made a great fashion shoe that you could rock on the court and you could rock it in the school.
Right.
I am gonna start with the Mike 11s. Best hoop shoe that Mike dropped, to be honest.
Which, I mean, amazing shoe. I really don't think that's one of the best basketball shoes. It's just amazingly fashionable. You know, it's a classic. You wear it in the game, you going hard, you might twist your ankle. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Have you ever worn them?
I've worn them. I've worn them before.
Oh,
They're not that fun to wear. They look. You gonna look nice when you wearing them though. You gonna look like okay.
You gonna be the flyest nigga on the court. You gonna be the flyest nigga on the court. I hooped in them a couple times. I've never rolled my ankle, nothing like that. But I mean, I'm the generation where we're hooping in low tops as well.
True.
We kind of you know a mic like that. That's a high top for us. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's a nod for me. Greatest hoop shoe. My number one pick would be, the greatest hoop shoe.
You get 5. I get 5. You get 5.
Okay, bet 5. I'm gonna go to Crazy 8s, the original Kobe joints, Crazy 8s.
You have a color preference. That's what we should do too. Mine is obviously the Concords for the 11s.
I mean, color preference, nah, because I mean, I might for some of these shoes, I might have wanted, my team colors or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to get your team colors sometime to spice it up. Whatever your accessories is going to be, you might do something like that. Nah, so I know no team color preference or nothing like that. Crazy 8s, I probably would do the black joints, the black with the white, the classics.
Mm-hmm. Something solid, something neutral.
Yeah.
I had a pair of those too. I had a great pair in college, and they were definitely really comfortable. Didn't hoop in them. I tried to hoop in them, but I couldn't do it. So mad nah for me. Hyper dunks. First ever hyper dunks. I'm getting that on my team right away. And I need the color because I want a color for these. The USA joints.
The USA hyper dunks. The original hyper dunks.
The original hyper dunks. The USA original hyper dunks. Man, classic,
that was next to my list. That was like. I remember when I first bought some. I went to the store. They was telling the lady at the store was telling me about it. She was like, "These just came out today.
They weigh like a not eat like."
She was like, "These are the lightest shoes ever." I'm like, I picked one of them. I was like, I'm sold. Like, this is crazy. Like,
especially for a hoop shoe back then. It was like, I mean, all we had was LeBron's. Mike's is even still heavy. Everything was heavy.
Everything was heavy.
So those changed the game completely.
So for my next one though, I'm gonna go classic again and go with. The first Iversons, the questions, the Reebok questions. Them is like classic. They heavy though. They're not like heavy for the light.
Yeah, like same thing.
Fashionable. Get your colorways together.
Okay.
Those is fire.
And those come in a lot of different colorways. That's the thing. It's like so many different colorways even to this day. They're dropping a lot.
Back in the day, it wasn't that many colorways. It was like, I think they had like the black joints, the white and red, white and blue. I remember one time they came out with something that was like white and gold, like with gold encrusted on them and diamonds on the laces, like actual diamonds. They cost like 100,000 or something like that. I remember seeing.
Oh yeah, I need those now. AI, hook me up with those.
Those was crazy, but definitely the Reebok questions.
Okay, damn. So you give me some old shoes, just a bunch of old shit.
Yeah.
I'll step back into the old realm real quick. The gloves. I love the gloves. You zip them joints up. Matter of fact, I got a pair of Paul Georges that don't compare to the gloves, but I only got them because they zip up like the gloves. Like the gloves is the greatest hoop shoe I've ever hooped in, to be perfectly honest with you. Outside of the hyper dunks, super comfortable, super sturdy. Like it's got everything.
Those is fire.
And you can rock them joints out and about. Man.
Maybe.
What? I'm telling you, pull the zipper down. You know what I'm saying? Let the flap rock out. I know you've seen people rock it with the flaps on the sides. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Yeah. My list is the best, but we just gonna keep going. Go ahead.
No, my next one is gonna be the original Grand Hills, the Fila joints.
I don't even know what them look like.
The Fila joints was definitely worn Whether you on the court, off the court, those might have been low key some of the best two-way shoes. Like those should have been like a number one pick. Really low key. The original Grant Hills. Oh my gosh.
You talking about the white joints that look like they got an outline on them?
Nah, them too. But the original ones, there's some before those.
Yo, Grant Hill. There's people out here who probably don't even really know who Grant Hill is.
It doesn't even matter.
I know those. I know about these ones right here. I don't know. I didn't even know he had shoes like that.
Listen, I'm gonna have it put up on the thing.
I didn't even know Grant Hill had shoes like that.
No, Grant Hill's coming with fire.
Ooh, I didn't put it on here, but I got to do an honorable mention. I don't really think his shoes were that good though, as far as rocking them out. But he really has some cold hooping shoes. D Rose.
Nah, yeah.
D Rose. Only reason because he ushered in that new era of Adidas. I got to give it to him.
I couldn't even tell you what one of his shoes looked like. I'm gonna be honest with you.
They was fire. They was fire. Just going to give him credit.
What's your next pick?
Where we at? This is my fourth pick right here.
Pick.
Oh, the Binky 10s. LeBron 10s.
LeBron 10s,
man,
for sure.
I had the Prism, so I'm definitely giving you a specific colorway with those. The Prism 10s.
Prism 10.
Ooh, all black with the metallic. You see, he too old.
No, them was fire. Those were fire. I give you that. Those was fire.
Rocked them outside. Rocked them on the court. But they were heavy though. Every single pair of LeBrons is gonna be heavy. I repping LeBrons right now, and they're heavy as hell.
LeBron's always extremely heavy. So yeah. I'm gonna keep it classic because I'm always gonna say the classic joints. I'm gonna say I'm gonna still say with the AIs and go with the second AIs right after that. The second AIs with the little thing. I don't even know what you would call it, but like a little swoop on the side.
Oh, the answers?
Yeah.
Those are fire.
You had the two-tone with the gray swipe.
Yeah,
man.
Those are fire. The thing with him with his shoes is they're still dropping today. Like they're adding more colorways for his shoes.
Listen, anything AI did, everybody wanted to do.
Yeah.
Just period. When AI dropped them,
he's no Steph Curry or anything like that, but he, you know what I'm saying? His shoes definitely are bigger than Steph's will ever be. That's a fact. This is my fifth shoe.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to win. So I got to go first, and I got to pick all the best shoes, and I get to end it right here with also some of the best hoop shoes ever.
I hope you don't pick the ones I'm finna pick.
You already know I am, because I have to.
What are you gonna say?
The Kobe lows, the Kobe sixes. Oh no, okay. The Kobe sixes. You got so many colorways. You got the Grinches, probably the best ones, but the Kobe sixes changed the game, changed basketball how they was played.
No.
How it was played.
The sixes are fire though. Those was fire. But since you got an honorable mention, let me get an honorable mention too. Then.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
My honorable mention is the T-Max.
Thank you. Oh man, T-Max. I wanted to make sure he got his credit.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure he got his credit.
That's not my pick though. Okay. That's just honorable mention. My pick is the Jordan 12s.
Those are great hoop shoes.
Jordan 12s though.
Those are 11s
great. Fire, but I don't think you can hoop hard in them. You can't go as hard. 12s, ball out.
I'm going to be honest with you. Shout out my boy Benji. We literally practiced every single practice in college in the 12s.
Yeah, the 12s ball out.
Like 12s, like we got hoop shoes for the game, but the practice, we in these 12s. So I fuck with that. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll give you that one. And the honorable mention is fire.
Honorable mention. You had to shout out T-Max.
Yeah.
T-Max was fire.
T-Max, top 75, man. Top 75 for sure. But yeah, this BSPN, Black ESPN. It's Ref Mitch in the building. You got a moniker yet? You got something for us?
So high school basketball season just started, so I'm gonna just stay with the Coach B vibes. I got my whistle on, Coach B. That's what it is.
There we go. Coach B, Ref Mitch, we in the building, man. We in the building. So I really want to know. I just want to ask you, just crack it off. Who you got right now for NFL MVP? What's it looking like? There's a lot going on.
There's a lot, but you know what? I'm thinking actually. After the way, even though the Packers lost and Aaron Rodgers, he played phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I think he might be MVP this year.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Okay.
His team's going to be.
It's a little early to be drinking.
His team's going to be for sure one of the top three teams in the NFC, clearly. And he's been going to work. I mean, against the Vikings, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 380 yards.
Lost.
An L. But they're not going to take many L's throughout the year. They might not. They might lose maybe one more game, maybe because they got to play the Vikings again. But other than that, I don't see them really losing another regular season game. So being on a top 3 team, and if he continues on at that pace, 3-4 touchdowns a game, minimal picks. He's not going to throw many interceptions. He had one really bad game where he threw a couple, but that's not going to happen again.
He had 2 bad games. His first game of the season was terrible. And then he had another one just not too long ago. I think it was Russ against Seattle. Yeah, he didn't play well at all. His first game back. Man, I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm going to be loyal. Lamar Jackson.
Which I was
Lamar
thinking
Jackson, the MVP. I really like Matt Stafford. Like I do have to say that Matt Stafford's looking like he probably will actually win MVP. Like in all reality, but my actual who I think deserves it and is the most valuable player, Lamar Jackson.
And I feel you on that. 'Cause he was my earlier pick, earlier in the year, but it didn't tail off. He didn't stop. But they're taking some L's though. I don't think their team is going to have enough wins. I mean, they're going to be a team that's going to maybe make the playoffs.
So let's be real.
They're not.
Green Bay is 8-3 after yesterday.
Green Bay has a lock if they get 2 more wins.
But they're 8-3, right? We're talking about losses now.
Yeah.
They're 8-3. Yeah. And if I'm almost positive, Baltimore won against Chicago yesterday. So,
in a game that was a low-scoring game
without Lamar Jackson.
Oh, he wasn't playing?
He didn't play.
Oh,
they didn't play, right? So what's the record? 7-3 also?
Yes, 7-3. My bad. I didn't know he was not playing.
He didn't play yesterday.
I just had seen the score and it was like, he's not putting up numbers no more. What happened?
Oh, yeah. No. I got him on my fantasy team. I can assure you he's putting up great numbers. I can assure you of that.
Fair.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't see why he's not MVP. You know what I'm saying?
And he's a great argument.
When you think about their defense, the defense lost I don't know how many starters at the beginning of this before the season even started, and he didn't have Rashad Bateman. Shout out to the Minnesota Gophers. He didn't have Rashad Bateman until maybe 2 weeks ago. Who was he throwing to? Mark Andrews, okay. Maybe Hollywood, okay. No running backs really to speak of. 35-year-old Le'Veon Bell, 35-year-old Devontae Freeman.
Right. And
Latavius Murray's 30.
They actually cut Le'Veon Bell too.
See what I'm saying? His weapons aren't really what they should be, but his team is still 7-3. Up there with Aaron Rodgers.
No, facts. And I think that's a good point. I think if they continue on like that, he probably does get it. If they could finish off with a 10-win season, I think they just got to get 10.
Just 10? No, stay over there. You're with Aaron Rodgers. You're a cheesehead. You're a cheesehead fan. But yeah, no, I do. I think it's going to come down to those 3. Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford, and Lamar Jackson. Absolutely.
And I mean, Matt Stafford, he's out of all those 3, he's the one with the most weapons. Where it's just pick and choose. And
that's kind of how, as far as basketball for sure, that's kind of how they pick MVP. The best player within the best situation, and he's winning. What also helps him is he came from Detroit and he was never anything out there. Now you a Super Bowl contender. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna give him that attention, and he's white. I mean,
he's white. I don't see
he's
him.
Gonna get a little bit of an edge.
I don't think they're gonna give him the edge though, because he does have so many weapons. He does have some other all pros around him.
Yeah, and he's had some bad games as well.
Yeah,
with those weapons, and Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has had bad games. But they're dudes that can't necessarily afford to have those bad games.
Right, no. If they have a bad game, it's over.
It's over. The entire situation is over. Where Matt Stafford still has a phenomenal defense. He's got a great O-line, and you still have offensive weapons out the wazoo. He's smooth.
Let me ask you this. Do you really believe in the Ravens, though, as a team? Do you believe that they're possibly a Super Bowl contender?
The reason I do is because of Lamar Jackson. They follow him. You know what I'm saying? There's a play, I think, in the beginning of the year, within the first couple games, Lamar Jackson looked to the sideline like this and say, "Yo, what we doing?" Harbaugh looked back, say, "Yo, you want to go for it?"
Let's do it.
Lamar said, "You already know I'm trying to go for it." Niggas went for it and they got the first.
I like
you know what I'm saying? They won the game. That's if the coach can 100% trust the quarterback in situations like that, the entire team's gonna do it, and they're gonna follow his lead. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I really think he got it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I really think he could do it. And a nigga from South Florida,
Boynton Beach.
You know what I'm saying? Can't lose like that.
But let me ask you this along the lines of Lamar Jackson. So he's currently trying to get his contract redone, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, he's in that draft with Mahomes. He's like, Mahomes got the whole house in the back door. Mm-hmm. They cashed him out. I need that too. I need something that's pretty close to that. Mm-hmm. is he worth that? Like, should he get a contract comparable to Patrick Mahomes?
Here's what's interesting. He should, right? Somebody else that was in that draft, though, Josh Allen. He should not.
Why?
I love Josh Allen.
Why should Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen not? Why?
Well, because now let's keep it a beam. Josh Allen had a crazy year last year, right?
Crazy.
Like, low key could have won MVP last
Absolutely.
year. I don't even remember who did, because it probably should have been him.
Right.
He came back this year and has been laying duds.
Duds compared to last year.
In comparison to last year, and in comparison to the dudes you're going against for, you know what I'm saying, to get your bag.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, cool. You're bought now. It's because, I mean, let's be real. The NFL is a mad "what have you done for me lately" type of
Absolutely.
sport. So if you killed last year, but now we got to come some different circumstances, and you're not on shit this year.
Yeah.
I can't pay you based upon last year. I can't. You know what I'm saying? In fairness, they can't do that. So he might have fucked himself out that bag.
Out of the Patrick Mahomes bag.
Out of the Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson bag. He was knocking on the door last year, but now he's probably going to get a little bit less.
What has Lamar Jackson done to get that kind of bag?
I just explained it to you.
No, you explained what Josh Allen did.
No, but beginning of the season, Lamar Jackson lost all his starting defenders, right?
We talking about the Patrick Mahomes bag, though. That bag is
Patrick Mahomes, right? Patrick Mahomes, but so okay, let's break it down. Patrick Mahomes has always had weapons, right? Okay. He's been a stud, but he's always had weapons. His defense has been kind of mid, but they did get some. They got Chris Jones, they got Tyrann Mathieu, like they got some dudes back there. You know what I'm saying? So they did get better, and you need a whole team to win a Super Bowl, right? So granted, he won the Super Bowl. That's really what got him his bag. He had phenomenal stats.
That's what I was going to get to.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's all of that is what got him to his bag. Lamar Jackson's going to have to make a run this year, no doubt, in the AFC. Although I do think it's wide open.
It is wide open, but so the reason why I don't think Lamar Jackson can get that bag yet is because Patrick Mahomes has 2 Super Bowl appearances, and he already won one. Lamar, you ain't been to that game yet. You can't, as a quarterback, you can't say I'm the equivalent to him unless you've done what he's done. So statistically, sure, you're there with him.
That sounds like hate though, because if Lamar had what he had,
they went head up.
And who won most recently?
But we talking about it don't. Most recently,
we just said what the league is. The NFL is what have you done for me lately?
And guess what?
And this year, Lamar Jackson smoked the Kansas City Chiefs.
Cool, that's regular season, but still, guess what? We were in the Super Bowl just lately, just last year.
Yeah.
I was just in the Super Bowl. The year before that, I just won the Super Bowl and put y'all out the playoffs. So it's still, the accolades aren't matched up yet. The career stats probably similar.
I disagree. The only accolade that
the biggest accolade, the only one that matters as a quarterback is winning.
Yeah,
that's the only stat that matters for a quarterback is winning the Super Bowl.
He's about to get his second MVP though. That's gotta mean like
it means a lot.
To win a second MVP, they're going to at least knock on the door of the AFC Championship.
It means a lot. So, I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't get a big bag, but...
So, you're saying...
He's not...
From what I'm hearing, you're saying that Patrick Mahomes, who has been kind of playing like kind of not himself this year, Patrick Mahomes is here, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen are here.
Yes.
They're closer on the same playing field.
Yeah, they are. They are. Just flat out because they haven't won. If I was to put it in comparison for like basketball terms, it'd be like LeBron, KD. Mahomes would be LeBron. Lamar Jackson would be KD.
I don't like you comparing Lamar Jackson to Kevin Durant.
Great player.
I don't like
great,
that.
But you gotta win, right? You gotta win. Is that always your thing? You gotta lead your team to the wins.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So you can't ask for that. You can't ask for that Mahomes money yet. But he is asking for it right now. He wants.
He is asking for it right now.
Literally right now.
He's asking for it right now. But he's playing like he deserves it. Will he get it? Is what you know what I mean? Is what's going to be?
Yeah.
Like will be determined by the result of this season and the remainder of his stats.
Right. I think he's getting currently like $29 million a year, and he wants 45 basically. He wants around $45 million a year.
Now, what's important though, right? Patrick Mahomes got that bag. This is really important for everybody, and I'm gonna bring it full circle. Patrick Mahomes got his bag, right?
Yeah.
He always had his weapons, though. He came into that situation with Tyreek Hill, came in with Travis Kelce, came in with some receivers that can just run, right? Yep. And at the time they had Kareem Hunt, like
who was also all-pro running back.
Yeah, like he's still top 5 if you ask me to this day.
I agree with you.
Think about somebody like Josh Allen, right? They have like he wants this big bag, but we also already have the weapons for you. We got you Diggs. We got you Dawson Knox. Yeah. We got you 2 running backs that together they can get it done, right? Yeah. Some receivers that also, just like Mahomes, you got Cole Beasley, you got Gabriel Davis, like dudes that can fly. The issue here for me is Lamar Jackson doesn't have weapons. He's going to get this bag and probably be on his own for a very long time. And it's going to be ugly. The reason I say this is because I've seen this movie before.
With who?
Cam Newton. Cam Newton couldn't. Yes, hold on. Cam Newton was cold. Brought his team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Won MVP. He did a lot by himself.
Yes.
He didn't have weapons. He got. Hold on. He got his bag, and they struggled putting weapons around him. He eventually lost his spot. Right.
Okay.
They then went and got the weapon. So my thing is like what's the, you know what I'm saying? Where do you what's the happy medium? Because now, I mean, Cam has his weapons. He's got Christian McCaffrey. He's got DJ Moore. He's got everything he needs, but he had to go be a free agent and take a major, major pay cut to be looking like the team that he has now. Right? Lamar Jackson, I don't see how Baltimore does that and gets him his money.
I mean, so with the Cam Newton situation, they were a solid contender for a long time.
Like Baltimore is right now, since like Lamar Jackson has been in town.
So as long as they keep their team intact, I think Lamar Jackson's saying, as long as we keep this team intact, we don't have to add nothing. I could carry us there. I think that's what he's saying. He's saying I can get it done.
I agree, but that's what Cam said. I'm bringing it.
And they can do it. Cam, like you said, Cam went to the Super Bowl. Cam was there. He just happened to lose. He was there. Lamar Jackson saying I could get you there too. We just got to get it done. I think he's right. I think he could do it.
Do you think? And I think he could too. I guess what I'm getting to is, how long do you think that really lasts? For example, like there's a player like Cam Newton can still play today, right? But all that winning shit didn't last.
Short window.
A very short window until he was able to basically hit the bottom, come back, and take a major pay cut to have the talent around him that he currently has.
Good point. I think 2-year window, 3-year window, including this year. I think.
See what I'm saying? No, that's a dangerous. Like much as I'd be on KD about it, that's a very dangerous thing to ask of someone.
It is
with no weapons.
It is, but I think for him, this year they have to go to the Super Bowl.
I agree. It's not really. 1, it's so open. 2, you want your bag.
Yeah.
And it's open enough that you can make it. What you really want to do about it.
Right. And if you make it this year, though, that now that gives us a reason why we can give you the bag, and that proves that we have the talent on our team currently to make it there, so we don't have to make much movement.
The bag giving you the bag will be okay.
We don't make it now. We got to have that conversation of no, we got to divvy this money up. Otherwise, we don't have the team.
That's what I'm looking for. How do you have that conversation, right?
And I think it's based on if they make Super Bowl or not. If you don't make the Super Bowl, then we gotta add something else. We can't give that money to you. We got to give it to somebody else. We got to.
Yeah, that's real. I mentioned Cam Newton. I know. Did you see him yesterday?
I seen glimpses. Looked like he was doing good. He looked like Cam. Cam is back.
So I told you Lamar Jackson's on my fantasy team, but he didn't play yesterday. So I needed a quarterback. I got Cam Newton in every single league. I needed a quarterback, and he went crazy for me. Cam Newton, he's back for real. Came back and ate 2 rushing touchdowns, threw for 1, like 25 fantasy points. Man, nobody's counting except for me. But it's just really good to see Cam Newton back in the league.
Yeah, it is. And I felt so bad for Cam. It was like he has to go through all these organizational changes and all this other stuff. It was like, it's not because he's a bad quarterback.
Not by any means.
And it was like, I'm glad that the Panthers picked him up. I was really worried that it'd be like, he'll be a guy where it's like, okay, he doesn't get picked up the rest of the year, and now his career's on the fringes. And it's like, no,
we're not even there yet.
He could produce for any team. Yeah. To me, he's probably a top 10 quarterback still. I mean, what would you say?
We could do that right now.
I think he's still top 10.
I love Cam Newton, but if devil's advocate, Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, hold on. I'm not automatically just putting Tom Brady above Cam. I'm not doing that. Tom Brady has the best receiving core in the NFL.
Yo, Tom Brady played with
who?
Nobody in New England.
He's not in New England.
No. Hold on. There's never a time I'm taking Tom Brady out of my top 10.
No, that's just goofy. That's
you can't. You literally can't say top 10 without saying the TO from Tom.
That's just you being a fan of his career. We talking about Tom Brady today at 52, however old this man is.
He's still winning games.
He's still good.
There's never like this is kind of what I'm saying. Like statistic, okay, that might be one thing, but there's never gonna be a person that you look on the other sideline and say, "Fuck, he's over there." That's a win.
You don't. I mean,
you can't name me. I mean, if we really want to be honest, you can't name me two. There's two dudes that are guaranteed wins more than Tom Brady, or not even really. Like Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, and he's beat both of them. So there's never a time where I can take him out because he's a win himself.
I mean, he has the best receivers literally in the NFL.
And we see Matthew Stafford can still lose with that though. You can still lose with some hitter receivers.
I'm not saying Tom Brady is bad right now, but you got to account for the fact that he has the best receiver core.
I'm telling you, he's better than Cam Newton. I ain't saying he's.
If you put Tom Brady on the Panthers right now, he don't get them touchdowns Cam Newton got.
Rushing, no, but Tom Brady could definitely So, for example, if you put Tom Brady on the Panthers, they're a 9-win team right now. DJ Moore looks a whole lot better than he does with Sam Darnold.
Okay, fair.
Christian McCaffrey. Oh my God! You give Tom Brady Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's a top 5 receiver as a running back.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You give him, and who's I'm talking about dump down king is Tom Brady. You're giving him someone he can dump it down to that's gonna make the yards after catch look that much better.
Tom Brady and Cam Newton are pretty even to me.
No, because you just said it like I did. Tom Brady would be on that team and they'd win 9 games.
But
they won't. They might not win 9 games this year. They legit might not win 9 games. It's going to be
really close.
See what I'm saying?
It would have been close with Tom.
Tom would have 9 right now.
But I'm saying Cam wasn't even there all year. Let's assume
okay.
Tom wouldn't have been there all year.
Okay, that's kind of my thing though. Is yes, resume plays a big part, but nobody's ever cutting Tom Brady. Yeah, his resume is what it is.
They're not cutting him.
We can't because he's a win. No, he's going to get us a win. I can't not have him on a football team because he's going to produce wins.
Possibly.
No, he's got the most Super Bowls ever. There's no
but I'm saying,
possibly
you're
about
basing
that.
this all off of his great history. We know he's a GOAT.
Let me ask you this.
We talking about today.
Hold on. Let me ask you this.
Let me tell you this.
I just want to ask you, and then you can say whatever you want about everything going forward. And if you tell me I'm
it's
tripping,
a harsh reality.
Here's the harsh reality. Literally any game you're watching with Tom Brady, not only do you never count him out, but you always when there's a point in time in the game where the other team scores and everybody says it. They gave Tom too much time. You can't just shrug that off. That means he's going. No, Tom Brady is the clutchest football player ever. He's the winningest football player ever. He has the most Super Bowls ever.
You keep saying this.
And to this day, there's nobody I'm more scared of under 2 minutes.
So you don't think at some point, Tom Brady's is too old to?
Not in 21, 22, no. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about this season. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future. Cam Newton might be an MVP in the future. I don't know. But today, right now, is Tom Brady is the scariest quarterback on anybody's sideline.
Let me ask you, put this in perspective. Now you put Tom Brady with that Bucs team. Whoa, that's super scary. I mean, that's more scary than Tom Brady being over there at 45.
You talking about Cam Newton with that Bucs team?
Yes.
No, they're not. They're not as scary because you're not getting what you need to get out of Mike Evans. You're not Mike Evans is a deep ball. Let's be honest. You're not getting that out of Cam Newton. You're not getting a real Chris Godwin out of Cam Newton. You might, but you're not really getting that out of them, right?
Leonard
Fournette isn't going to have the same impact because he's not catching the ball like he would with a Tom Brady.
I understand Tom Brady is a GOAT, but at some point you got to understand that it's still today. So we're talking about yesteryear.
No, I'm talking about today. There isn't anybody on the. So name me a quarterback that's scarier under the 2 minutes.
Aaron Rodgers, stop it. Come on, man.
And that's the thing. We can pull it up right now. Tom Brady has more wins under 2 minutes.
You talking about his career.
This year.
Of course.
This year.
Well, this year. They might. Because I don't know. I don't watch the Bucks enough.
So say that. Don't say he's not. He's not up there.
I'm saying to know in terms of this 2 minute stuff.
Are
all their games close like that where he's got to come from?
No, a lot of times he's blowing them. So they're blowing them, but there's still that factor. There's still the factor of I don't want to give him the ball back in them 2 minutes. Aaron Rodgers has that as well.
I get that, but what I'm saying is Tom Brady at 49 years old isn't this quarterback where it's like, oh my gosh, he's the man.
I think you have to watch the Bucks more.
It's just not true. He has the best. He has literally 3 All-Pro receivers. You have to account for that. He has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and AB.
Absolutely.
You can't say these things without accounting for his receiving core. That's disrespectful to them. They're all pros.
No, it's really cool. It's really cool.
They're good.
No, they're great. They're great receivers.
You could put a lot of quarterbacks with them. And they're going to do them.
But not Cam Newton.
Only one you can't put with them is Jameis Winston. Because he's going to turn it over. Well, he got contacts now. So
if you gave Jameis Winston would look better than him than Cam Newton. Not to say Jameis is better than Cam. But if you put Jameis with that team over Cam, you're going to get more from those players than you would having Cam Newton.
Why do you think that?
Because Cam Newton isn't a good thrower of the football.
He doesn't got to be.
You're a quarter. All right. So 10 quarterbacks that I can name that are better throwers of the football.
Nope.
Winners. Hold on. No, it's
better quarterbacks. It's a
collection. It's a collection of things. Winning, throwing of the football, pocket presence, IQ.
Sure.
Right? Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. This season.
Go ahead, continue. That's 3.
Kirk Cousins.
No, I'll put Kirk in there. Absolutely, Kirk.
Kirk Cousins. Matthew Stafford.
5.
Kyler Murray.
You're stupid. Come on, man.
Kyler Murray. See, that's what I'm saying. Kyler Murray was an MVP candidate before he got hurt. Why do you do that?
You added in
they
winning.
Were 7-1.
You talking about Cam Newton. So you talking about history and stuff. Cam Newton's been to Super Bowls and stuff like that. Come on, man.
I'm talking about this year.
Cam's only played in 2 games. So what are you comparing?
Okay, I can go back to last year as well.
Let's do both games.
Let's do the totality of a calendar year. Is that fair? A calendar year where he played with New England last year, got cut, and is now with Carolina.
Okay.
Those quarterbacks, those 5 for sure, have been better than him.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue.
I'm just gonna let you have that 5. Keep going though. Lamar Jackson,
Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins,
Mahomes.
That's 7 right there.
Yep.
Right. Now let me think. You have. You're not gonna like this one, but before he got hurt, Joe Burrow, who is also currently balling right now.
You just say whatever, dude.
Joe Burrow's listen, Cincinnati ain't never been good.
I said top 10 though. Name 10.
That's
8.
That's 8, right? Justin Herbert.
I'm just waiting for the 10. That's all. You just throwing names out there.
Justin Herbert. Oh, this is crazy. Justin Herbert. And the 10th one. Just because it's easy. Like, this is easy. I could probably keep going, but this is easy. Dak Prescott.
Dak for sure. It was a few of them other names
that's a solid 10. That's a solid 10 from last year. Again, and Dak got hurt. Dak was balling before he got hurt, came back, and is still balling.
This is
10 dudes that are playing better than Cam Newton in the past calendar year. To say that they're not is a lie.
There's some of those that are.
Who isn't? Of those names, who is one that's not?
Justin Herbert. I'm not giving him that.
Pull up the stats.
I'm not giving Kyler Murray that.
You could pull up the stats. They're both playing far better than I don't even know. Kyler Murray can do Kyler Murray can do everything he can do, but better. He's faster. He can throw the ball. I don't even know where we're getting this. I can't even believe you're dead ass right now.
Because you still gotta factor in. It's like you're saying with Tom Brady. This is a guy that has won. He's done.
No,
he's done
I'm only doing the last 2 years, this calendar year.
Right.
And Tom Brady won the Super Bowl within this calendar year, right? So he's automatically in there.
All right, so Tom Brady, cool.
Kirk Cousins has been balling this last calendar year.
You're saying names that I'm not disputing Tom Brady anymore or Kirk Cousins.
So in this calendar year,
I'm talking about
you said Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray,
MVP candidate. I want Justin Herbert. Let's focus on Justin Herbert.
You say MVP candidate? What has he done for me though?
They were 7-1, and he was leading the league in touchdowns very early in the season. He got hurt. He just got hurt.
But my point is though, he hasn't won anything. You keep talking about his regular season stuff. That's like in all to be all.
Cam Newton was missing the playoffs last year with New England. You do know that, right? And they're not in the playoffs now. Even the 2 games that he's played, he's going to try and fight to get them back in.
But my point is, though, today I'm taking Cam Newton over those guys.
You would get fired.
I'm taking him over those guys to be my quarterback position today.
You would get fired.
Now, if I'm planning for the future, sure, I might Kyler Murray. He's going to have a good career.
You would get fired.
But Cam Newton today, if I'm trying to win a Super Bowl and I'm trying to win, he's proven he's done it. I'm picking him. Over like you said, they do the same thing.
Over Kyler Murray and Justin Herbert. That's it.
Yes, because like you said, they do this. Him and Kyler Murray do the same thing.
These dudes are so much better than him right now.
No, we don't know that. That's not true. You basing it off of
statistics and numbers, which don't lie.
He hasn't played this year. He's played 1 game in a few quarters.
So again, right? We have agreed. Hold on. Don't say no. We have agreed. We're going off of the last calendar year, right?
I never agreed to that.
So you're not counting anything that happened in New England.
No, not really. Honestly, no, I'm not. I'm not counting New England at all.
May I ask why? I want. This is not for me because I know this is crazy at this point. I want them to hear where you're coming. You got to make some sense of this. You'll count like how can you'll say these 2 games, right? You'll count it as someone you can trust to win you a Super Bowl after 2 games.
Yeah. 2 games.
This completely ignoring what he did last year with New England, a better team, a better franchise, and a better coaching staff.
Sure.
Right? He did what he did there and is doing what he's doing now after 2 games, and you're going to put him over Kyler Murray, who was 7-1 this same
Kyler
season.
Murray's balling out.
Justin Herbert, who was one of the best teams in the AFC. He's beaten teams like Patrick Mahomes. He's beaten the Raiders, who were hot at the beginning of the season. He's been balling himself, right? So those are the only 2 names that it sounds like you have an argument with. There
was another name, but I forgot what it was. The list has some shaky stuff on there, but that's not the here nor there. But the reason why I don't count the New England, it was an inconsistent situation over there. It was inconsistent. It's a new team. It's figuring it out. It's a lot going on. The Panthers is a system that he's accustomed to. So, yes, he just got there.
New coaching staff, but okay.
It's still home, though. It's still what's home to him. It's still where he spent his whole career.
That plays a part.
It's a comfort level. Mm-hmm. That's important. As a quarterback, you got to be comfortable with the system. It's just as simple as that. Mm-hmm. He's comfortable. He's comfortable there. He's going to be successful there. They're going to win. He's going to do well there. You can't take away from the fact that the New England situation was really just an experiment.
So what about, it's farther back, but what about when he got released from Carolina?
They thought they wanted to go a new direction. He wasn't that he was playing bad.
He was playing bad. But I feel you.
He wasn't playing.
They did, I think, what...
Him playing back still wasn't like...
It expeded them wanting to go in that different direction.
Yeah.
But he was playing bad.
For Cam Newton. Bad for Cam, not bad like he's having a horrible.
And I'm not
season.
saying he's a below 20 quarterback, but there are 10 dudes that are better than him for sure.
And that's just, to me, it's just bizarre.
That's crazy. Can you name 10?
No, because he's in the 10 to me. I can name like 7, 8 better. It's like 7, 8 better than him.
Go ahead. I want to hear your 7, 8.
It's definitely Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins is up there. Your Tom Brady thing, you could throw him in there. You could throw him. He'd be around there. He'd be around there.
You want to argue
Stafford?
Kyler Murray's the one that we argue though.
My point with Kyler Murray.
Herbert, I can argue because he's young. He ain't really okay. Kyler Murray,
Kyler Murray is good.
That one blows me. I don't know why
he's good. He's never had a playoff win.
He's been in the league for 2 years.
That's my point. So why not take a vet that can do exactly what he does? What are you talking about? What does Kyler Murray do better than Cam?
He throws and he's faster.
He's probably faster than him.
He throws far better. No question.
I don't agree. Far better than Cam? You be talking Cam is
Hold on.
They're fairly even on that.
No. Are you watching football? All jokes aside, you be watching it?
Cam has not played this year. You like Cam has never been a horrible passer. That's why I don't get where you're coming from.
Kyler Murray is actually a really great, almost great passer.
Great based on what?
Like everything. He's actually a great passer. He's a really good football player.
You be throwing great. No, he is really good.
He's a really good. Like
he's
Kyler
really,
Murray
really good.
Is really that dude. I don't know.
No, he is. But my point is,
what's the statistics? Look up his statistics.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to go to.
His QBR, his air yards
Kyler Murray
per game.
is dope. You saying like I'm not saying he's not like I'm just clowning him. No, he's dope. But his stats compared to Cam Newton's, what his Cam Newton stats have been throughout his career are rather similar.
Are we doing career?
My point is they're very similar players. They're very similar. Mm-hmm. Very similar. One has proven wins, one does not. Okay. I'm going to go with the veteran guy.
Okay.
I'm not saying there's a large disparity between them. Yeah. But he's just not. Kyler Murray's just a young guy that's not there yet. He has no playoff wins. There's no looking. There's no shrug. He has never won a playoff game.
They ain't been, but okay.
That's my point.
Carolina's not going to go this year.
So how can I trust this unproven quarterback to win me a Super Bowl?
Carolina's not going to go this year. New England's not going to go. New England didn't go last year, but they're going to go this year. Now, you could say with New England that plays a part in some of their defensive players not playing due to COVID. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, they got a new quarterback this year, and he's looking really pretty good. So, and they're the number one team in the division. So, I don't know.
Irrelevant.
No, not irrelevant. Because you're not – there's something here that we could have used you for. There's a blueprint that we could have used you for.
It was a different.
But you're not.
It didn't fit.
But Josh McDaniels is one of the better offensive coordinators. He's gonna make anybody. He made Tom Brady look really good.
He doesn't. You can't just say you can fit anybody into that system though. Cam Newton's is a specific style of player. He's not
someone that cannot throw the ball like a lot of dudes that they have.
Somebody that can't throw like Tom Brady
or Mac Jones.
We don't know.
It's clear they're running it. They have. You just said it.
Clear. They're not running the same.
Listen, he couldn't fit into the offense. Because he can't throw the ball. Right. Because he can't throw the ball like that style needs him to.
Yes.
Mac Jones can throw the ball like that style needs him to. They're winning games. They are winning games, and he's playing
games great. As if winning these regular season games on a trash schedule means anything.
Here's a hot take for you. I think the Patriots could go to the Super Bowl.
You just say the most bizarre things. That's why your predictions be wrong.
I think the Patriots could go. I don't think they will. I think Lamar Jackson will, but I think that they could. I don't think there's a better defense in the AFC.
The Patriots.
There isn't a better defense in the AFC, and I know that the offense is going to be as.
You think the Patriots could go to the Super Bowl with a young quarterback like that?
They did it before, yeah, absolutely.
Who?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady wasn't all that young.
When he went to the Super Bowl?
Mac Jones
spent how many years in college? 3?
He's a rookie.
Okay. When Tom Brady came in.
What rookie has went to the Super Bowl? You can probably count on one hand.
Probably not. Probably none. And I still think he could do it.
The chance of that happening, or it's not going to happen.
He could win it. I mean, not win it. Excuse me. He could definitely go.
He's not going to get a playoff
He could definitely go. Let me ask you this. When Kurt Warner first went, how many years had he been in the league?
He was a vet.
How many years had he been?
I don't even know. Yeah, he was a vet. He wasn't a young guy when Kurt Warner went. You talking about the Rams, right? Mm-hmm. He was not a young quarterback.
No. Not his age. How many years had he been in the league?
Honestly, I
mind you, he was look it up because he was doing grocery shopping and shit. The nigga was older, but that doesn't mean 30. that doesn't necessarily mean that he had the NFL experience when he finally made it into the league and
but
took
that's
that
not
team
the
to the
same.
Super Bowl.
It's not the same thing. With
young niggas can do it. Young niggas can do it.
No, they can't.
They can get there. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, but the one sport that they can't do it in is football. They just can't.
Why not? Do they? Now let me ask you this. Also, do any of those young guys, right, that didn't make it or couldn't make it, did they ever have somebody like Belichick on the
Let
sideline?
me pause and not say that they can't, because Patrick Mahomes just proved that young guys can. So let me recant that statement.
Tom Brady was really pretty young when he went and won as well.
The unlikeliness of that happening is very, very unlikely. It's almost an anomaly.
But that then is where I bring that question to you. Name any of those young, because you're right. You are correct, right? Now name any of them young dudes that had Belichick on the side. You said Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Andy Reid, the only issue was that he just didn't win a Super Bowl, but he's an all-time great coach.
For sure.
Belichick might be the greatest coach of all time.
Possibly.
If there is anyone that I can trust to put forth a blueprint to win along with his great defense, is Bill Belichick.
We have no idea. We haven't seen Bill Belichick with a different quarterback in almost 20 years. We don't know.
We saw him last year with your mans.
And that was a fail.
Yeah.
It was a failed experiment.
But now he's got a different guy that's a little bit closer to the dude he had before, and he's winning games.
They're not going to win a playoff game.
Bet me. They're going to win a play. Yeah, easy. They're going to win a playoff.
I don't care what their matchup is. They're not going to win a playoff game.
They're going to win a playoff game.
This is going to be another prediction that I can write. And it's simply because this kid is not. You talking about the AFC with we got quarterbacks in the AFC that want to be proven. Mm-hmm. They're on the verge of being great. Mm-hmm. Who are they Jones going to beat one of them?
Who are they going against on the defensive end? Do any of them have a defense like Mac Jones has? Mac Jones doesn't have to go against his own defense, right? So if every defense that he has to go against is worse than his, I think he's pretty good. Titans, easy. Ravens, we just talked about how they lost their whole defense. Bills just lost to somebody they shouldn't have lost to yesterday. They got holes in their defense.
So my point
every
is,
team in the AFC,
those three teams you just named,
it's soft.
Those three teams you just named, all young quarterbacks that are hungry. You think they finna lose to the Patriots and a rookie quarterback? I don't care who's on their
They don't have to go against Mac Jones. If Lamar Jackson had to go against Mac Jones, I'm taking Lamar Jackson 10 out of 10. But he's not going. He's going against their defense. Their defense is the best in the league right now.
My point is, I don't care who's on their defense. Them quarterbacks ain't losing to Mac Jones.
Can I ask you one thing, and then we can move on?
Yeah.
What wins championships?
A great quarterback. A great quarterback.
You just lied.
No, the Kansas City Chiefs just did it 2 years ago.
Why are you ignoring what happened last year? What? That nigga was on that. What? That nigga, their defense had Patrick Mahomes in the gulag that whole game. The nigga literally was running from literally every snap.
No, they
caught the snap on the run.
Facts.
Right? Facts. So then, hold on. No. We go back. I'm going to go back a couple years ago. I can't even believe you did this.
I deleted last year.
Yeah, you just completely act like it didn't exist. That's fine. I'm gonna skip a couple years, too. You think about Peyton Manning. All time, one of the great. You can't name too many greater quarterbacks than Peyton Manning, right? Peyton Manning had that great team in Denver. Great team. Oh, no. Excuse me. Cam Newton. His MVP season. And Peyton Manning. His MVP season. He lost against who? Who did Peyton Manning lose to?
Tom Brady, but
No, he didn't. He lost. Oh yeah, you're right. And they had a great defense.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Cam Newton, who did he lose to?
Tom Brady.
Cam Newton? No.
What year are you talking about?
Cam Newton lost to Denver. And their great defense. In the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
He lost to Denver. And who won the Super Bowl MVP that year? If you don't remember, just say that. I remember.
What's your point, though?
Defense wins championships. Do you remember who won Finals MVP, the Super Bowl MVP the year that Cam made it to the Super Bowl and had that great offense? Do you know? I just want to ask you this, and if you know.
It was like a linebacker or something.
It was the Von Miller.
Yeah.
The Von Miller. Defense is going to win you championships.
But the problem with that argument is...
There isn't one.
No, here's the problem. Throughout all of the great Tom Brady's...
Mm-hmm. He had a great defense.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Well, throughout all his championship runs and Super Bowl appearances, the one consistent thing was him and coaching staffs, right? Mm-hmm. The defense changed all the time.
The defense has always been good.
But my point is,
New England's always had a good defense.
The personnel changed all the time of the defense, but the one consistent thing was him being the quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. Which is what makes him the greatest. So wouldn't that mean that the quarterback is more important than the defense? You remove him. They're not there. It doesn't happen.
Somewhat, but
with that great defense,
as we see though, right? Their defense wasn't up to par last year, right? The Patriots.
Okay.
Their defense wasn't up to par last year. Neither was their offense.
Agreed.
They had nothing going for them.
Nothing.
Right?
Nothing.
Now they have a young quarterback who's playing okay.
The quarterback's more important than the defense, dude.
No. Hear me out. They have a quarterback that's playing okay right now. He's nowhere near top 20 as far as performance goes. Right? But they have this great defense that's probably the best in the league.
Cool.
And they're winning in their division.
Yes.
How can you argue that success?
I'm not arguing that success. What I'm saying is that all that changes, all this regular season stuff doesn't matter once the playoffs start. Playoffs is different.
Yes, and that's where a consistent defense is gonna hold the most weight.
No, it isn't, because you can't. Certain things.
Why isn't it? When literally we saw it last year.
Because
we saw it last year. We did.
No, they had a great quarterback. You went on this whole Tom Brady spiel on how he's still a top
he's great.
Guy.
He's great, and they have offensive weapons, right? But he didn't play phenomenal last year in the Super Bowl. You can look it up.
No, I know that's what I'm trying to say the whole time.
But that's why I'm telling you, their defense won them.
I'm not disputing that their defense did it, but my point is the quarterback position is more important than the defense, than the entire defense.
That's football. That goes without question.
My point is Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes is never going to let their team, or not never, but this year, none of their teams will lose to the Patriots and Mac Jones in the playoffs, because the quarterback position is that important.
The reason I can hear you. I hear you.
Regardless of what their defense could be the number one defense. Doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. It does matter. And the reason it'll also matter is because if their defense is the best defense all year round, the reason why this regular season shit will matter is because they'll win their division. And when they win their division, they'll also get home field advantage. And if they have the best record in the AFC, they're going to have it the whole entire playoffs. I'm not trying to go to Gillette Stadium and have that damn defense.
You thinking of Gillette Stadium with Tom Brady. This ain't Gillette like that.
It really is, though.
It isn't. Oh, my God.
It really is, though. Tom went to Gillette and lost.
Listen, all that regular season stuff.
Or did he? I feel like Tom went to Gillette and lost, but
listen, man,
he couldn't handle the defense.
This ain't that. Like, this is Mac Jones, rookie quarterback. Nobody's worried about them to come playoffs.
Hey,
nobody.
Mac attack, mac and cheese. You heard it here first. They might. I don't think they will, but they're going to be in the AFC Championship for sure.
No, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Like I said, them three guys over there in the AFC, he's zero chance he could beat any of them. Zero chance. Like 0%.
We'll see.
And then, I mean,
we'll see.
Because
again, it's defense. And if you would have said last year, that Patrick Mahomes was going to struggle in the Super Bowl, if I'd have told you that, you wouldn't have believed me.
Never would have believed it. True.
Isn't that something?
In fact, what's funny about that, I placed a bet on like the score from the game because I thought it was gonna be a shootout. Boy, was I wrong.
So here's how it goes. I told all my friends, I said, yo, I don't know what y'all think's about to happen. Patrick Mahomes is about to be in the gulag this entire game.
Yeah, I was completely wrong on that one.
And he's gonna run for his life the entire game because that's all he had been doing last year. It's been running for his life, right?
Yeah.
Like, the defense showed up.
Yeah, so I was completely wrong about the Super Bowl last year. I thought it was gonna be game 44 to 41 type.
There's defense out there. That's what I'm telling you. You should know this of everybody is when the shit gets tight, shit gets sticky. The only thing that can survive is a quarterback and a great defense. Yeah. So it's gonna be great defenses versus great quarterbacks. That's for sure.
It is.
I gotta go on the side of the defensive unit.
And I think these quarterbacks are that great where they're gonna show why they're great. And I don't think the Patriots defense is one of those defenses where it's like one of those great defenses of all time where it's like, oh no, they're different. I don't see that out of them. I don't see where they're just like, oh no, they're gonna shut the people down. I don't see that. So I'm rolling with the QBs.
That's valid. I do see somebody that looks like an all-time great. You have to let me know if I'm tripping, though. Because I really think Anthony Edwards is the next Michael Jordan.
You gotta.
He ain't gonna win 6. Like he's not. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think Anthony Edwards could have a really big impact on the game.
Yeah.
I think he could be the dude that you look back and say, "Wow, the Timberwolves were a losing franchise at a point in time." You know what I'm saying? If you watch Anthony Edwards, man, I have not seen. I was telling you, the Timberwolves haven't been fun to watch, probably ever, but definitely not since KG and Latrell Sprewell and them. And they weren't even really like fun to watch. They were just winning.
They were winning.
So it was just good. It was just good to see. But as far as like winning, there's a different energy that Anthony Edwards brings.
Yeah.
It's a level of like there's number 1 picks, right? Mm-hmm. You got Andrew Wiggins. You even got your Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
You got Anthony Edwards that looks like a franchise player. Timberwolves on another 3-game winning streak right now.
Yeah. What's
their ceiling this season?
So first of all, Anthony Edwards, I do agree with most of what you said. He looks like a real franchise guy. Like he's a guy where it's like, no, give him everything and more. He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy. And like you said, he could be a guy that where it's like turn everything around. I can't believe this team was ever even a losing team because he's that type of guy. Mm-hmm. But their ceiling for this year, unfortunately, I still don't think they're a playoff team.
Play in?
I don't think we're a play-in type team. I don't even think we're that close. I think we're still around like that 11th, like 11. 11 isn't playing yet.
That's sick. So if I think of all the teams, think of the bottom teams in the West. You have San Antonio.
Right.
You have Sacramento, who just fired their coach.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty to say it, Memphis is in that bottom. Yeah, barrel. Like they could,
and we just blew them by 40. We just beat them by 40.
If I were to really put together, and there's another team I'm missing. I can't think of who it is. But if you put together those teams, Houston's trash. You put together those teams, we have a better roster.
We have a way better
than
roster
a lot of those teams, right? And so last year, the Spurs were the 10th seed. And they made the play-in under 500. I think they were 33 and 38.
Yeah.
In the half season. I think the Timberwolves can be at 500 this year.
You know.
And being at 500 means for us 41 and 41.
Yeah.
Being at 41 and 41 could get you
absolutely can. Absolutely. And I think there's 2 parts to this. I think
and New Orleans. New Orleans
trash.
Like, come on. Zion might not play it. Like,
yeah.
He might play but he's gonna play. You know how they do him. They baby him in. He might really play half the season.
Here's some good things. I think the Timberwolves have the roster to be a playoff team.
Mm-hmm. Top 6 roster wise.
Yeah, I would say probably around 5-6 roster wise. But unfortunately, I don't think we are there yet. I don't think we have the culture. I don't think that we have the mental toughness to make the playoffs. I think we have a slide sometime soon, actually, just because that's just how we've been. And I mean, you got to remember, just last week, Karl Anthony Towns, we lost a couple games, and he was ready to throw the whole season away.
I wouldn't say all that. I know what you're saying. He was just saying that's how quickly it can snowball.
You can't say that as a team if you're confident within your team, though. LeBron would never say that.
But that's why he's not. You're right. But that's why I prefaced all of this. Anthony Edwards is the one.
He's the one.
That's the
right.
Like
he's the one.
We gotta unfortunately, and this is gonna be a transition not only for Minnesota fans but for Karl Anthony Towns himself.
Yeah,
we're done listening to you. You ain't talking about shit.
Right. No.
That nigga gets in front of the mic and starts talking about watching gorillas before games.
Yeah.
And what it is that I don't want to hear nothing about what you think you want to do. Anthony Edwards got in front of a mic one time and said, "Yo, I'm tripping. I was crying about fouls just yesterday.
Yeah.
I was crying about fouls. And I said I wasn't going to go to the lane anymore. I'm going right back to the lane today."
Absolutely. We need
what was I talking about? That's some he literally said that was loser shit.
I love that.
That was loser shit I said. Yeah, I love that shit.
Love it.
That's KG shit. But you know who that is though? And you said we need culture. Patrick Beverly.
Absolutely.
Patrick Beverley and even Malik Beasley.
Facts.
That ATL connection is really doing something for us. You know what I'm saying? So like, Karl Anthony Towns, we're done listening to you. That's it. D-Lo, don't say shit. To be honest, that cool shit that he does, we can just let him be cool off to the side. Just make sure you come and drop your 20, bro.
Yeah, no, he actually just made a good point. He did a good interview, I think like yesterday or 2 days ago, where he was saying like he thinks like their starting five and their bench against anybody, he thinks they got the roster to get it done. And he said that he's
got the confidence. He's got the confidence, no doubt. Yeah. I just don't like how he's too lackadaisical on the court, obviously. I mean, we talk about this a lot. But your confidence, if you're as confident as it seems, I want to see your effort match that confidence. I don't see that. I don't see that effort out of it. You know what I'm saying? If I know I got the best team out here, oh man.
But I mean, no, you make some good points. I mean, my whole thing is, I really think that Karl Anthony Towns, I think that statement that he made and stuff like that just really hinders them and it really holds them back from what they could truly accomplish.
They're listening to him.
Yeah,
and they're trying to take on that fake. If you take on fake energy, everything is going to just fake. Go bad. It's not actually going to be genuine. So Anthony Edwards really has that energy.
It's just real with him.
It's real with him, and you can see it. And the best thing for him, like I said, is Pat Beverley. Pat Beverley's bringing every dog out of him.
The only caveat with that is, I mean, Cat is the longest standing member on the team. Mm-hmm. It's his team still.
I give that to the All-Star break.
I hope so.
I give it to the All-Star break. I would hope
so.
Because that's about the time where we should be looking at it like, okay, these are the playoff teams.
Right.
And these are the teams that are fighting for it.
Right.
If we still riding behind Cat and we're down here,
we got to change it up
now, like right away, because the season's not going to be over until the season won't be over with the teams that we're dealing with. It's not going to be over till the last 2 weeks.
Right, for sure.
So you forever got a chance to be knocking on the door top 10.
Yeah, no, you're right with that, especially with the playing game. Like, I mean, playing game, they should be fighting for that playing. I mean, they could get to that spot, and it'd probably be them in Memphis or
the Lakers. If the Lakers
possibly.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Isaiah Stewart was trying to take out LeBron for the season yesterday. He wanted to take him out for the season yesterday.
Hey, what do you think about that whole play? So I mean, was the elbow on purpose?
So it was a box out. LeBron was boxing out Isaiah Stewart, and you play basketball, Coach B, right?
Yeah.
What do you tell them when you tell them this is what we got you here for? When you tell your players to box out, what do you tell them?
Tell them to get low.
What's the position? Like, how do you
use their body?
Use their body, right?
Right.
And box out.
Sure.
Right. Unfortunately, that might be throwing an elbow at some point in time.
It gets gritty and grimy.
When you down there, like don't go. That's why you don't send guards down there. You know what I'm saying? That's really kind of for the bigs or for the wings and the dudes that can kind of handle some shit, right? Isaiah Stewart act like he ain't never seen somebody box out before.
I mean, yeah. I don't think the elbow was on purpose. I mean, because why would LeBron James have any reason to elbow Isaiah Stewart?
Who are you?
We talking about?
Who are you?
Yeah.
You actually, I don't even think he was drafted by his team. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to be in the NBA. You're talented. You were the man in high school and in college.
Great.
All these things are super cool, man. Who are you to LeBron James?
LeBron James has no reason to elbow you ever. In fact, if you were elbowed, be excited that you got elbowed by LeBron James. We didn't know who you was yesterday.
You should be very thankful that LeBron elbowed you.
We didn't know who you were yesterday.
And as a matter of fact, now you now have a spot in LeBron's storybook.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say this though. I do think once he seen the blood, once Stewart seen the blood, I think that's when he was like, oh no, like I gotta do something.
Cause do you know where he's from?
Nah.
He's from New York. So yeah, when I seen that, I'm like, okay.
They play rough in New York though.
That's what also blew. Like, so yeah, you're ready to fight because you saw blood, but you're from New York.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be new. This really shouldn't be new to you.
But I do think LeBron ain't want to see them. LeBron ain't want no parts of him.
What you mean? You think LeBron ain't want to?
Listen, we gotta keep it a buck. What you say? Keep it a bean. Listen, LeBron and Isaiah Stewart, if they got the chance to go to head up, LeBron ain't want no problems.
You said he saw his life flash before his eyes?
LeBron, you got to remember, LeBron been King James for a long time now. Isaiah, Isaiah's just a kid, just there. Listen,
he waiting for some shit.
Isaiah's just there.
I remember one time, LeBron played for the Heat. And this when I was kind of questioning, like, because Michael Jordan throw them hands.
Yeah, Pipe Jordan
like,
really fight you.
Kobe, yeah, like for real. Kobe really fight you. You know what I'm saying? T-Mac will fight you. This nigga Nazir Muhammad, I think he just threw LeBron to the ground, and LeBron just took it. And it wasn't like it was the regular season. No, this is the playoffs with the Bulls. Like, this is back when we was really going at it with the Bulls. Like, this is the third year in a row we're playing them in the playoffs. And he just threw him to the ground. And LeBron just kind of just got up and just let everybody else handle it. And it's like, I feel that. But that's kind of when I knew LeBron really wasn't about the rah-rah.
He doesn't want the smoke.
Like,
I'm sorry.
I don't think he would have got beat up. But I just know he didn't want the smoke.
I mean,
there's a point in time he was really like, he was talking to the ref and he was like, yo, look at him. Look at him. Like, this
I don't know.
Tripping out.
I really don't want to be the one to say LeBron would have got beat up. Because I am a major LeBron fan. That's my guy. He's a freak athlete. He's probably good at boxing too. But however, Isaiah Stewart, what was he doing last year? Was he in the NBA last year? We don't know.
No, I don't know.
We don't know. That's my point. We don't know this dude. This dude's straight from the street.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna. He's not gonna be in the league that long. Probably. I mean, no disrespect, but we got to keep it real.
Yeah. If you're playing for Detroit, yeah,
their roster changes every day.
Things can happen. Speaking of Detroit, I know you saw Cade Cunningham have the first triple-double of all rookies.
He's playing well.
How do you feel about that?
He's good. He's talented. Great.
He didn't do a really good job holding Isaiah Stewart back, but he managed to get a triple-double.
He got a triple-double. That's cute. There's nothing. It's one game.
I mean, he's the 8th youngest rookie to ever do it. I ain't seeing Jalen being able to do that.
Jalen Green just a bucket.
Just a bucket. That's cool. Evan Mobley, I think might really win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's consistently putting up stats.
Yeah, he's different. But I think Cade is gonna be the best player from this class.
Yeah, and I just I don't see that. I think he'll kind of he'll be good though. The best, I don't know. It'll be out of him and Jalen Green. I really think so, and I really think Jalen Green just has a higher ceiling just because
the bucket tree.
He's just gonna be able to get him in bunches.
Yeah.
Cade, I think.
Granted, though, that could just really. I don't want to say it. That could pan out to be a Jordan Clarkson.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like that could pan out to be a J.R. Smith.
Facts.
I mean, because he doesn't. When I watch him play, yeah, it's buckets and bunches, but it's like, he's young. Yeah. What are you doing though? Like it's a lot of catch and shoot. It's a lot of just rip through straight to the basket. You know what I mean? And I like that, but that's not really.
It's not translating into nothing, really. It's not nothing. But that's what I like, though. It's the fact that he could do those things without having no moves, no nothing. So think when he gets in the gym, he gets to working on, boom, his footwork. He gets to working on his actual moves and gets to add game to his natural ability, which is athleticism and threes and dunks. That's it. Add some skills to that.
He could be about
20, 25, 30. Yeah. Because there's no skill. It's not much skill right now. I can shoot the three and I can jump high. And
he sounds like he looks like a Jamal Crawford to me.
Jamal Crawford, Hall of Fame to me.
Okay.
Lou Will and Jamal Crawford, both Hall of Fame.
Lou Will won't be in the Hall of Fame. Jamal will definitely be in the Hall of Fame. Greatest 6 men of all time.
Lou Will, Jamal Crawford, really good. Very similar career. Yeah. Jamal Crawford
is gonna have the award named after him, though.
But my point is, Lou Will followed his footsteps exactly. Mm-hmm. There's not much of a difference. If Jamal Crawford makes it to the Hall of Fame, Lou Will has to make it. They've had the same career. A bucket off the bench their entire career. Lou Will has, I think, more 6-man awards than Jamal Crawford.
No.
I think so, honestly. No. I think he has one more than him. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Lou Will has one more than him.
Also, hate to be that dude. College, in my opinion, college plays a certain part. He was really pretty decent in college.
Lou Will straight out of high school.
Had
no
nothing
respect?
to do with college. I appreciate it.
They both got 3 6-man awards.
His first couple years in the league weren't nothing, though.
He was a young boy. He had to sit. You had to sit, learn.
Jamal came out the gate.
But that's college. Jamal was older. They both started playing probably the same age.
Yeah.
I mean, their stats are really close. Jamal Crawford, 14.6 a game for his career. Lou, 14.2. Both 3 six-man awards. 2 rebounds, 3 assists for Jamal. 2 rebounds, 3 assists for Lou. Like, their careers are identical.
I can't even. That's crazy that Lou really was able to do all that.
Lou was a bucket.
Yeah, Lou was really like Jamal. Everybody know about Jamal Crawford, but Lou Williams is one of them. Like, if you know, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and not because obviously, like, that's real bad. Like, there's a lot of people who's like, oh, he was really good at basketball and he could shoot and score, but like, there's people who really watch the game and understand how niggas get their buckets.
How is he getting his butt?
And Lou Williams, his how is all time great in how he was getting his buckets.
Man, they're so comparable. Like, and then, I mean, Jamal Crawford played 19 seasons. 19 seasons. Lou Will played, 16. He's still going.
Long time.
Their careers are literally
identical.
So close.
I think averaged 22. What was that with Atlanta?
Yeah. No, that was with the Clippers. Off the bench.
22.
Then a dub the next year off the bench.
Different.
I was listening to him on a podcast, and he was like he was ready to retire after his Clippers career because he felt like those is the best teams. It was the best fit for him.
Best chance to win.
Best chance to win one. And he was ready to be done with it. He was ready to call it a wrap. But he came back. He still was able to get some buckets.
He is lemon pepper Lou.
Yeah.
Ever since.
So if Jamal Crawford makes it, I think Lou Williams has to make it just because there's
same credentials.
You can't argue nothing.
Not against him. Not against him. You can only argue in his favor.
Yeah. So it's like if one of them makes it, the other one has to. Like, what are you saying? Same career.
Super random. Does Al Horford make the Hall of Fame?
Nah, unfortunately.
Wow, I disagree.
Unfortunately,
I'm a big Al Horford advocate. He's got 2 national championships in Florida.
Oh yeah,
that team. I just think that team in all time basketball, that team has to be acknowledged somehow.
Well, so you do. So there's
it has
the
to be
basketball Hall of Fame, and then there's NBA Hall of Fame.
No, it's
like
the same thing.
No, like there's I don't think so.
They're all in not Canton. That's Springfield. They're all in Springfield.
But I think the Naismith Hall of Fame is different than the NBA Hall of Fame. If I'm not,
I will look it up because I'm pretty sure it's all the same. And if that's the case, for me, that's why he makes it. He's got college, he's got some Dominican Republic, and he's got
great
NBA.
accolades.
You know what I'm saying? Like and again, like not only does that Florida team have to be acknowledged,
absolutely.
But I need those Atlanta teams to be acknowledged as well. So Lou Williams gonna get his credit for being on that team. But who was the guy that really had that team going?
I agree with you on that. It was his team.
I call him Al Horford. Hoford. Al Horford. Look it up. You only see one. Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame.
If that's the case, then he's in. I would agree with you. But
there's no NBA Hall of. I think the NBA Hall of Fame is top 75. I think that's or top 50, top 75. Right. That's where they can say, "Yo, in this realm, this is you. We got ours here."
Right. So,
because basketball Hall of Fame, you letting in. I could make it in the basketball Hall of Fame one day as a referee.
Right.
Like low key a goal of mine. You know what I'm saying? So
Correct. I think you're right. I thought the NBA had a specific Hall of Fame, which is separate. But I think you're right. It's just the Naismith, and that's it. There is no NBA Hall of Fame. And so under that, then yes, Al Horford has to, because like I said, what he did in college, what he's done, internationally, just in general. I mean, him as an international player is he has to. He has to.
Absolutely.
He has to. So good point. Yeah, Al Horford's in. I agree with you. I agree with you.
I got a group of friends that literally clown me to this day, like thinking Al Horford. It's like, no, I feel y'all. He's not the prettiest player, but you got dudes in there that don't have his accolades.
No, he accomplished too much as an international player. Like I said, it's not solely based on his NBA career, and he accomplished a lot in that.
There is a story. There's a story of basketball that unfortunately you can't tell without mentioning his name.
Yes, I agree. Like,
I'm not the Florida teams. Joe Kim,
arguably no, not even arguably one of the best teams ever in college basketball.
Oh no doubt. I'm saying though, but like from that team, who do you pull that did something in the NBA? Right? Joe Kim had them couple years with the Bulls, which you could argue was really just system. Torian Green, I liked a lot. Never made it to the league.
Joe Kim was like that though.
No. Joel Kim was like that. He was almost a walking triple-double at a certain point in time.
Yeah.
But again, you got Derrick Rose, which you got Luol, you got Carlos Boozer. You have everything in your favor to just let you do what it is you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you do is great, but we just are able to allow you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Al Horford has had, Corey Brewer. My dog. No. You know what I'm saying? Ain't did nothing but score 45 for the Timberwolves.
No, I disagree. Corey Brewer had a solid career, 3-and-D guy.
But I'm saying he's not. You could tell the story of basketball without him.
Okay, fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
he's really just. He won a championship too. I don't remember who it was with.
No, yeah, you can absolutely. You don't have to tell him in the story.
Like, I think it was with Dallas. I think he won the year Dallas won, but he didn't play.
But yeah, you don't have to include him in the story.
Get him out of here. Who else? They had Taurean Prince, Corey Brewer. There was somebody else. There was another guard they had.
Yeah. Whoever it was, it's okay.
It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, Al Horford got to get credit for them years. He's got to get credit for the Atlanta years, and even Boston. He's kept them afloat even to this day.
Yeah, no, it is what it is.
So with Hall of Famers, I go to the Lakers. They got 5 Hall of Famers, right? Mm-hmm. But them niggas is struggling. This damn near gonna be a Lakers cast. I just want to know, how do they bounce back?
Honestly,
and does LeBron get suspended?
Yeah, he should be.
For what happened or for what he did? Because now the suspension is gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, if it's what he did, the suspension might be one thing, but if it's because of the aftermath, the suspension might cause something different. Call for something different.
I would have to. I mean, I don't think he really reacted, so I guess he probably wouldn't have to be suspended because he didn't really react at all.
Removed himself from the situation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. He did throw the elbow, but all basketball players know.
But you know the NBA has that rule where it's like, head contact. Where it's
flagrant 2. Yeah. So anytime you a flagrant 2, which is unnecessary and like. Unnecessary and over the top, not a basketball move. Right. That's anytime you're gonna get a flagrant 2.
Which I feel like that could be a flagrant 2.
He got ejected. It was definitely a flagrant 2. It was definitely a flagrant 2 because yes, you use your elbows in basketball, but I mean,
you don't have to have your elbow.
You ain't got it. Your elbow really kind of shouldn't be that high.
Right.
And he kind of did at the end when you review it. He did kind of punch him a little bit. Right. None of it's intentional.
Right. Yes, I don't. So maybe he doesn't need to be suspended. They have to find some type of continuity and some type of rhythm and some type of chemistry because I mean they just don't have any of that right now.
Say his name.
I mean, no, Russell Westbrook. I think they need to trade him honestly.
Yeah, it's. I don't know
because there's nothing he can do to help them.
No, I mean he won them the game yesterday. That's the thing. But
you can't win it. But they can't be a playoff contender in the championship team with him on the team.
With him and LeBron.
No, just with him. Just period with him. His playing style will never equate to wins on any team. It's not going to equate to playoff wins. His playing style.
That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that you feel that way. I think that he could, but I think, well, no, you're right. His playing style would have to change.
His playing style has to change.
He would have to change his playing style to then be able to fit with LeBron. But I mean, you could have him come off the bench, but then his playing style would have to change to a certain extent.
It has to change. Yeah. I mean, I think it's like, here's the thing. I would be okay with him just going ahead and just becoming a scorer.
Yeah.
Go ahead, just be a scorer. Yeah. Just go ahead, get to the basket, just go get a bucket.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
And I don't think he understands that.
I don't think he does either. Mm-hmm. It's like his decision making is just so poor. It's so poor that it's impossible to win with him because he's going to turn it over. He's just going to make such bad decisions.
It's really, it's not laughable because, like, as a basketball fan, player, whatever, it's so hard to watch. Like, because it's like, bro, it's genuinely cringeworthy. It's like, bro, how did you get to where you are with the decisions that you're making? There's like, athleticism really will get a lot of niggas by.
It will. It will. Yeah. It will. Because, I mean, like you said, some of the decisions, and I coach at the high school level where it's like, if any kid making these decisions, I got to take them out the game. Like, what are you doing?
You're genuinely hurting us.
You're genuinely killing us. Not even hurting us. You're killing us.
Yeah. I'm trying to, and I just, all I want to do is win the game. That's it. I just want to win the game. And then maybe we could kind of worry about everything else at practice, but I just want to win this game. I got to take you out right now. And Russ is so good. He's such a dominant personality as well.
Yeah.
He's not somebody that you'd ever be able to just remove from the game like that. So I think you're right. I think they do have to trade him. I think they should have got Buddy Hield at the beginning of the year when they were about to, and they said, "Nah, let's get Russ." They should have got Buddy Hield.
But I think
because that's what they need is just buckets. They don't need buckets. They don't. You could go get DJ Augustine to facilitate,
right?
But you need someone to get buckets.
You need some buckets. But I mean, on the flip side, I do think for Russell's career, I think this is the best place for him because I think LeBron with his LeBron has one of the highest basketball IQs ever. Him just being around him, hopefully, I would like them to. I don't know how much time they're spending together, but I would like for them to spend more time together.
At some point, you think it would rub off?
I do think it'll rub off, and I think Russ could just learn so much from LeBron in terms of how to facilitate. What's the right play? What's the wrong play? And I think this is the best position for Russ because he could just take it all in and hopefully learn. Mm-hmm. But it's not a great fit for the Lakers organization, but it's great for Russell.
If they're smart, they keep him for the remainder of his career. For being honest, that's my trading him might be good for them because they might, but you're never gonna get what you should for Russell Westbrook, right? So, right. I mean, actually, the Wizards caught a stain. If you really want to be honest, they caught a stain.
They did.
But the Lakers definitely wouldn't because everybody knows they need to trade him now, right? Same thing with Houston. Same thing with Washington. Y'all had to trade him.
Have to. Yeah, they had to.
So, you keep him remainder of his career. LeBron, it's looking like he's only got about 3 to 5 left. You know what I'm saying? So then now it's a lot easier to say, yo, come play with Russ and AD. Then just come play with AD, or just come play with Russ.
Yeah,
we can kind of figure something out if we got Russ and AD. They're really, I like those two together. I like Russ and AD together.
I just don't think Russ can ever be, unless he really just increases his IQ a lot. He'll never be a championship contender. It doesn't matter who's with him.
Yeah,
because he's going to turn it over too many times. He's going to make too many bad decisions. And when it comes down to playoff basketball and winning a championship, you can't have mistakes. You can't be turning it over 10 times. You can't. So him
and Karl Anthony Towns are on the all talent, no championships team.
For me, absolutely. Yeah, and I believe that wholeheartedly because you can't win championships the way that they play basketball. Mm-hmm. So
their mentality.
Now I think Russ can change it, but he's going to have to change it. It's going to take some real some looking inward to change that.
Starting here.
It just can't happen.
Okay, so you got Russ, former MVP. Steph Curry, former MVP, looking like the current MVP, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then you got another dude that's in the talks, DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan going crazy.
I can say the Dubs are for real. Are the Bulls for real?
No, I don't think the Bulls are for real.
They're hot though.
They're hot, and I think they look great right now. I think they're probably the most exciting team to watch right now. They're exciting. People are cheering for them. People are excited to see them doing well. They're a major market. People like to see the Bulls doing good.
Mm-hmm. The NBA is better when the Knicks and the Bulls are better.
But they're completely fakers. They're fakers. They're not a real team. They're not. Come playoffs, they might make it past the first round. They're not a playoff team. Nobody on their team shouts to me, "Hey, I'm ready to compete in the playoffs." Besides Caruso.
I strongly disagree with that.
I just don't see it.
So you're telling me the only reason you feel that way about DeMar DeRozan is because he ran up against LeBron a couple times and he's just not Kawhi Leonard. That's why you feel that way about DeMar DeRozan?
Correct. He is not Kawhi Leonard.
So he doesn't have LeBron on his side of the conference.
Yeah. He's not a killer like that. Not a playoff killer.
But now he's got killers with him.
No, none of them dudes have ever killed in the playoffs. None of them.
I think Zach LaVine could.
We don't.
You're right. We haven't seen it yet.
It's too unproven. So it's too unproven.
If DeMar can give me 25 in the playoffs, and
it's not gonna be enough.
No, I can get 20 out of Zach.
No,
you can get 20.
You're not getting 20 in the playoffs out of Zach.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Regular season.
I feel you. I do feel you. The playoffs is a different game, but the playoffs is literally made for niggas who can get buckets, and Zach LaVine is
No, wait. It's not made for niggas that can get buckets. It's made for people that can get a tough bucket, a tough one, a tough one where it's like
can get a tough bucket.
It's physical. Where it's like, no, you got to body up with me, and you still got to get this bucket. Levine can't do that.
So you say first round exit? The first round is where I feel it's going to be sweet. That's where I feel, because you have a point. Zach LaVine's not doing that. He's not going to body up and get the toughest of buckets. Right. The first round really isn't about the toughest of buckets. The first round isn't. The first round you catch your upsets, in the first round, or you catch your duds, your Orlandos and shit like that in the first round.
So if they get a good matchup in the first round, they'll be fine. They don't want to see somebody like the Bucks in the first round, and they don't want to see the Knicks in the first round.
Why are you? There's another team you're forgetting. Come on, man, don't do it. There's another team they don't want to see in the second round. Who is it?
I'm saying,
be honest.
Who are you talking about? Because you got to factor in. I'm assuming the Bulls will have one of the higher seeds. So I'm thinking about who's going to be a lower seed.
First round. I'm assuming they're into the second round. They don't want to see. I'm talking about teams they don't want to see in the second round.
Second round. Anybody that's going to make the second round,
they don't want to see. Okay, all right. Anybody. I was saying Miami specifically. They definitely don't want to see.
I don't think they want any parts of Miami in the playoffs. Period.
First, second, third.
But they're not going to see them in the first round because they'll probably both be one of those top teams. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not. But they don't want to see Miami in the playoffs. Period. But Miami's going to be better. Miami's by far a better playoff team than the Bulls. Mm-hmm. Not even close.
I think that, and we may have had this conversation. The Bulls are the type of team. Somehow, if one of these two teams slips, I don't see it. If one of these two teams slips though, and you get a matchup of Nets Bulls, I like the Bulls. In the first round, I really like the Bulls.
I agree. That would be a scary matchup for the Nets.
They would just come out a little too hungry.
That'd be a little scary.
And it would be. We got Caruso flying this way. You got Zach LaVine flying this way. You got
the matchup.
Lonzo flying that way, throwing the ball.
If I was to say that's one of the only matchups the Nets don't want to see. That or the Heat in the first round are two teams that they don't want to match up with in the first round.
I don't think they want to see the Heat at all. They don't want to see the Heat at all.
I think
you give Kevin Durant the momentum into the conference finals. That's what's up. But Jimmy, Kyle, all have that same momentum. And Kyle got a ring. Jimmy been to the finals,
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're dogs. They some killers. So that's a great example. Those guys, Butler. Really, a lot of the Heat players, they got some killers.
Yes, they do.
I'll give them that.
I love hearing that.
But that's what I mean when I say the Bulls, they don't got dudes like that.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't got dudes.
They got dudes that are buckets and that really and truly are going to be really happy just making it to the playoffs.
They're satisfied.
Vucevic, great player. He's going to be happy.
They're good.
He's going to be happy getting his.
They're satisfied.
I forgot they have Vucevic though. As I say that, they got Vucevic, DeRozan.
Yeah,
that's a squad. Man.
Though. But like you said, I think they'll be satisfied with a playoff appearance.
They're gonna be juiced just by making. Chicago itself will be juiced by just them making it.
Exactly.
So,
going back to the Nets and the Heat, whenever they match up, I think the round on them matching up is everything. It's going to be everything, because I think the Nets, if they win a series, that second round, they're gonna get scary. If they get past that second round, it's getting real scary.
I'm gonna say this to you, and then I'm gonna go back to the Warriors. In the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. If the teams are even, right, kind of for the most part they are. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ask you this, Coach B. Do you trust Steve Nash coaching? Period in the playoffs, let alone over or better than Eric Spoelstra? No.
Eric Spoelstra's a great coach.
Eric Spoelstra's going to coach. That's where, in my opinion, that'll probably be the first series where we will see, because it's hard to see it. That'll be a series we will see coaching.
But the thing is, here's the thing. Here's the cool.
If you're even, something will have to teeter the other team. Agreed. And I think that's where coaching will come in.
Agreed. And I do agree with everything you just said. But there's one part of that you're missing. Mm-hmm. Player coach.
Eric Spoelstra's a player coach.
No, but I'm saying the actual individual players that are also coaching within the game. So you have.
He's seen something that Eric Spoelstra's never seen before.
No, not even. I'm not talking about Steve Nash. I'm talking about Kevin Durant.
Oh, elaborate.
Elaborate. So when I say a player coach, I mean, yes, there's coaches, right? But there's also players within that are coaching the team within that. I.e., every LeBron team. Eric Spoelstra is who he is because he had LeBron helping him coach. That's a fact. He had LeBron. I mean, he had LeBron and Wade basically helping him coach as he was learning how to coach.
You think KD's got that for Steve?
KD just came from Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors, arguably one of the greatest organizations ever at this point. Of the decade. Of the decade. So that means ever. Of the decade. Of the decade.
No, not even. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, they started at the end of the 2000s. They started at the end of the 2000s, and they're going to be... The Warriors are going to win another championship.
It's coming.
They're going to win. Steph's going to be all-time greatest point guard ever.
They're one of the greatest organizations because they built that from the ground up.
Not organizations.
No, organizations, dude. They drafted Steph Curry. They drafted Klay Thompson. They drafted Draymond Green. They drafted their core. That means their organization is great. They got KD. That means their organization is great. Their organization did that. It wasn't the players orchestrating it. It was their organization.
I'll give you is it's valid only because of the same reason why even the Heat are one of the greatest franchises ever. Or
they
the
pieced
Spurs.
together.
You got one piece.
You pieced this together.
Yeah, you got one piece that you organically got, and it flourished into everything else.
But they got more than one that was organic. They got like several that were all organic.
Their entire team.
Yeah, so
their entire team is really organic.
One of the greatest organizations.
Outside of Andrew Wiggins, their entire team is organic. And to be honest with you, they're making a fucking winner out of Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, so that's because of that, they're one of the greatest organizations.
Is it organization or is it a coaching?
They got the coach. They hired Steve Kerr. That's his first coaching job. They got rid of Mark Jackson.
The organization saw it. The organization saw the vibes.
Yeah, and they pieced it together. So you gotta. That's their owners and stuff. But no. So going back to that, this KD being part of their culture, and being coached by Steve Kerr, I think he carries that over, and it helps Steve Nash because this is Steve Nash's first head coaching job, and there's going to be some mistakes that he's going to make.
He's going to make those mistakes. Unfortunately, though. Let me ask you, Kyrie comes back. Our best case scenario, Kyrie comes back. Mm-hmm. Would you consider him a player coach? That same way that
I would.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Only thing though is he's just not a great leader sometimes.
Never. I've never seen him on a team.
Which is fair. You could say never. But I can't argue that.
Somebody that I think is a great player coach, know for a fact he is. Kyle Lowry.
Absolutely.
Great player coach.
You can say him too. Absolutely.
Another one.
Jimmy Butler too.
But unfortunately, it doesn't stop there because one other player I really like in that realm might not get the credit he deserves. Is PJ Tucker.
Sure.
PJ on the defensive end, he's a catalyst. He's an anchor. You know what I'm saying? Like Bam Adebayo is one of our better players. But like as far as like coaching, setting a tone, setting a culture on the defensive end,
I agree.
PJ Tucker.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You factor in all of those. You factor in all the culture setters that we have.
I agree.
And the hunger for a championship
is there.
I don't think, I'm gonna be honest with you, no bias. There isn't a team hungry for a championship. There is not a team hungry for a championship.
Well, that's where I think the Nets are.
No. If Kyrie was really that hungry, I'm going to be honest with you, he'd be here. James Harden, I've never seen him. I've never seen James Harden hungry for a championship.
Right. Okay.
Like, even in Houston, it didn't. I think you're going to move different.
I think you're right so far. Everything you just said was accurate.
They're the hungry, like, to go to the finals.
You're right.
And your young Bulls is like, yeah, like, sure. I'm averaging 26 a game. I'm Tyler Hero. I'm averaging 26 a game. I might even be an all-star this year. That shit genuinely doesn't matter to me. I really just want to win a championship.
You're right. I think you're right with everything you just said, including all the players that are player coaches, PJ, all of them.
And we got the best coach in the league besides Greg Popovich.
He's definitely up there.
I really think Ty Lue is an amazing coach as well.
He's definitely up there. I agree with all. Actually, I agree with all of that. Which is why,
because it's all facts. I'm keeping it a bean, so I know that you agree with it.
The Nets don't want to see them in the first round.
Second, third, they don't want to see him at all.
But there's one thing.
You're going to try and make up. You're going to make it up to try and have an argument.
No, go ahead. Look, this is real. This is real, and it's not something that's measurable. Mm-hmm. but it's real, and you're gonna hate on it. It's okay, but Kevin Durant is who he is for a reason. There's no. Sometimes things happen and it's almost magical. It's like
shooting a three and stepping on the 3-point line and losing to Milwaukee.
It just wasn't meant to be.
And then Milwaukee winning a championship.
No, seriously,
it's just magical.
No, but when I say magical, no, I'm gonna give you a better example.
Magical.
I'm gonna give you a better example. Do you remember what? So in the finals,
Dwayne Wade brought the team back from 0-2.
Yes,
completely magical how he did that.
Stuff like that is magical though. It's like how does this player carry that team like that?
Mm-hmm. I don't think he has that though, and the reason why is because I ain't never seen it out of him.
KD can't get no credit from you.
I ain't never seen it out of him.
But sometimes sometimes it just happens. Example: Giannis in the finals last year. He played better than anybody has ever seen him play ever. He was doing things. I wasn't a Giannis fan. I became a fan.
I was a Giannis. I was like, I wanted Chris Paul to win, to be honest.
I did too.
Yeah, I really wanted Chris Paul to win. But I couldn't help but watch Giannis and say, yo.
Oh my gosh, what is this man doing?
Yeah. Not only that, this might not really be talked about in his legacy. We thought he broke his leg. We thought he broke his leg.
Yeah, he was down. He was down for a minute.
We thought he broke his leg and came out and had literally the best finals performance since Dwayne Wade in 06.
Crazy numbers. But stuff like that where it's like you can't. Where did that come from? You can't measure greatness. That was a great performance. One of the greatest performances ever.
Ever.
You can't count on that. You can't say this person is automatically going to put up these crazy numbers and just control the entire game. But KD's that type of guy. He's due for a performance like that.
He is.
It would have to happen against like Miami.
But the reason why I think it won't is because we got one of those too.
No, you don't.
We don't have a Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy Butler's
You ain't
great.
see. Hold on. You didn't see. The only reason we won 2 games in the bubble is because of Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy.
And if Jimmy would have had the team he has now, we would have beat that Lakers team. That's for sure.
Maybe.
Because we didn't have Goran. Goran literally played 1 game, and we had Bam for 1 game. You telling me you get a healthy Bam, a whole Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker, Tyler Hero, however many years later or older, excuse me, it's a totally different team. Yeah, Jimmy Butler literally is somebody that not only, again, on the defensive
Jimmy's
end.
Jimmy's not that type of guy, though. He can't.
The reason why I know he is because of the finals run that he took us on.
I understand.
When you talk about like somebody that did you ever really genuinely see Jimmy Butler being a number 1 guy on like a winning team?
No.
Nobody ever did.
Nobody did.
Like, I literally got.
He didn't even see that at first.
Maybe not.
He said it. He said it in multiple interviews. He didn't see that from himself. No,
yeah. So the thing is that work.
Yeah.
And where, like, I don't think they're working in Brooklyn like they're working in Miami. PJ Tucker's averaging his career high in points. I don't know if you saw this. Have you ever seen PJ Tucker dunk? Never even seen him dunk, right? This nigga had a tip back dunk. Like, and it wasn't like a no, it was caught it, tipped it, and put it back in. That's culture. KD's not gonna be able to handle that when it's all coming at him at one time. That's my great player.
I see what you're saying,
but we've seen him in Miami.
But
we've seen him lose in Miami
things,
before.
like I said, there's some things you can't explain. You can't account for it. It just happens. Greatness just happens.
So you're trying to account for it right now? Is what you're telling me?
I'm just saying you got to account for that greatness. We don't know what's going to happen, but I could never count KD out because he's due for something great to happen. He's due for greatness, and it's coming. It's coming. That's all I can say. It's coming. People have been saying that about Giannis, and I was like, I don't see it. He ain't got no moves. He
had 2 MVPs and a defensive player of the year leading into it. Like, I think something had to crack for him. You know what I'm saying? KD ain't really had that. Where it's been like, oh man, clear cut best player in the league. He's got the MVPs.
But that's the thing, though.
He's doing this. No, it's a lot of fraudulent shit going on.
Fraudulent. I'm saying, so with Giannis, some of him winning them awards was because people seen this greatness coming. It wasn't there yet.
I disagree.
I don't think he. To me, I don't think.
I can't give you an MVP over somebody.
Yes, you can. It's happened plenty of times.
Because he's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Who?
It's business at the end of the day.
Who?
Giannis. It happened with Giannis.
I'm saying, let's remove Giannis, right? Because I disagree that he was the best player those 2 years. You remove him, who else has gotten MVP because they were going to be good? I've never heard of that before. Outside of Giannis, which again I disagree. Giannis was the best player in the NBA the last 2 years, hands down.
I mean,
there was no KD, and LeBron actually his first year with the Lakers was hurt. We ain't really seen LeBron be LeBron in a couple years. So Giannis was the clear-cut best player in the league the past 3 years.
I would say I would not going to go to past 3. I'm not just.
LeBron's been in LA for 3 years.
Yeah.
Giannis has been the best player ever since.
I just don't agree, but that's just my opinion.
You're wrong, but who else has gotten MVP because they're going to be good?
No, he's the one, but that's because that's just how the game is. So he's the guy where that first year he won MVP.
Who won it last year? Jokic. He's not. It's not about him going to be good. He was the best player. He was. You know what I'm saying?
Just saying, man.
Russell Westbrook wasn't going to be good. He averaged a triple-double that year.
I'm just saying.
Harden, same thing. I've never heard of that. That's all.
I've never heard of. Because you gotta. I mean,
if it happens, who else has it happened for outside of Giannis?
Let's
I don't think like unless they're there in that moment, right? Because he also won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And he didn't get the moment he got Drew Holiday is when he won a championship.
Right.
He was MVP that year. He was winning. No, he was not.
2020?
Jokic won MVP last year. And that was his first year with Drew Holiday.
So 2019, he should not have won MVP is what I'm saying. The first year he won it. I feel like there's people with better statistics, better stats that were more fitting.
This 2019?
Yeah. I mean, he was killing, but I just
18 Harden won. He was good. Russell Westbrook, triple-double. Steph Curry, we know. KD, we know. LeBron. D-Rose, no. Best, yeah, no. Kobe should have been had one. Dirk should have been had, no, it shouldn't have been had one, but.
Dirk probably could have
maybe,
some arguments.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, there's that's why they vote on it, because sometimes it is a debate on who should win it and who shouldn't win it.
I just don't see anybody that I've never heard winning MVP because you're going to be good.
Sometimes you got to make the game universal, man. The NBA, they want to be everywhere. They want to be a bigger brand.
So
I'm just
saying,
saying,
think he's gonna do better than 27 and 12.5 or 29 and 14?
I think who's
if Giannis, because you're saying he won MVP because he's gonna be better.
Next year he had way better stats. The very next year, when he actually deserved to win MVP, he had better stats in every category.
You're talking about the year he repeated? The second year?
Yeah, the second year. His stats were by far better.
Who had better stats in 2019?
I'm getting ready to tell you.
Because that's 28 and 12 is insane. Paul George, no.
Paul George was going crazy that year.
He was, but no.
Why not?
Paul George won because no.
James Harden was going crazy that year.
Look up the stats.
James Harden was going crazy that year. Why couldn't James?
Fatigue. James Harden fatigue.
What's reason fatigue got to do with it?
The reason why LeBron doesn't have 6 right now is because unfortunately they get fatigued. Right? Steph Curry, James Harden. Every year that Steph Curry won it, James Harden was right there, and in fact should have won it the first year that Steph won it.
Agreed.
Right?
I agree.
And the year Russell Westbrook won it, James Harden should have won it.
James Harden averaged 36 that year.
Where was his team?
His team was a top contender.
What year was that?
2019. James Harden should have won it that year.
2019. That was KD's last year in Golden State. So Toronto won the championship.
The playoffs don't count.
No, I'm just thinking about the season as a whole. Like
that's when James Harden was putting up insane numbers. They was calling him like the greatest scorer ever because they had the numbers he was putting up had never been done before.
He had Chris Paul with him that year. And that was the year they took them to 7. Yeah.
Why didn't James Harden win it? Because the NBA. They seen where Giannis was going to be.
I can give you. That's a valid argument, but James Harden I feel you. He really that's probably his best statistical year.
It was.
Yeah.
So it's like, you gave me MVP last year, why not this year?
Though, because he didn't win it the year before.
I think he did, actually. 2018.
Fatigue.
You keep saying fatigue. Like
he was in MVP.
He had won 2018.
Legitimately, James Harden was in the conversation from this year up, from 14 up. He should have won it a couple times in there.
But his best year, he doesn't.
I'm not saying that it's right. All I'm saying is the reason he was third. Paul George didn't have a better year than him, right?
No. Paul George had a great year too, though.
He had a great year, but he didn't have a better year than James Harden. James Harden clearly had the best year, right? So what I'm saying is the reason why even Paul George was ranked higher is because of fatigue.
What is fatigue? You keep saying fatigue and haven't told me why fatigue matters.
It shouldn't matter,
Fatigue
but it matters. Voting fatigue. Voting for the same nigga. Yeah, fatigue. That's why LeBron does not have 6. LeBron should have 6 MVPs right now, but he doesn't because of voting fatigue.
I agree. So therefore, that goes back to my point of.
Yes, no, I agree. I'm saying that to agree.
Yes.
I'm saying that to agree. That's why he got it.
Yeah.
But I lean more towards the fatigue. That's like saying Giannis didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't deserve the first one. He deserved the second one.
Milwaukee was the number 1 team in the East. They had never been there up to that point.
He was the
new guy on the scene that was killing. It's not like like Steve Nash when he won, he shouldn't have won. Right? There's no way. He won 2 in a row and shouldn't have won at all.
Right.
Right?
He should have won one of them.
No. I can tell you why. I can tell you exactly why. The first year, Miami was trash, right? Shaq went over there and they were a championship contender. Right? Had the best record in the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
Shaq should have won it. The next year, that was the year Kobe averaged Kobe was putting up 50s and 60s. And his team went to his team went to his team was top 5 seed?
Yeah.
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
You telling me a dude averaging 13 and 12 is more valuable than Kobe Bryant?
13 and 12.
It was 15 and 12. It was no more than 15 and 12. He didn't average no more than 17 in his time in Phoenix. It sounds absolutely crazy.
Well, no. So here's the thing. The first year he won it. Yes, it was 15 and 12. The second year, but the second year his stats had improved. So it's like
15 and 12, and he beat Shaq, Shaq was averaging like 20.
But
20
the reason why
24 and 12.
The reason why they gave it to him the second year, which is the same with Giannis. The same thing happened with Giannis. The reason why they gave Nash to the second year because he had the same stats, but they improved. He improved in every category the next year. So if you gave it to me last year, you got to give it to me this year because I improved every category. Same with Giannis. That first year, you gave it to me last year. Now I improved every category. You got to give it to me again.
But now he'll never get it again, though.
But that's the BS where it's like that first year, they gave it to Nash. They probably should have gave it to him that first year.
No. But then
that first year, you shouldn't have gave it to Giannis either. That's what I'm saying. Because now when they actually get to that level, it's like, well, you got to give it to me again because now I'm here. I'm here now. So how you going to tell me?
I'm really here now.
I'm actually here. Like, you can't not give it to me now. Mm-hmm. And that's the BS where it's like, I hate that, but that's what happened.
I don't know.
I thought the same thing with Curry as well.
Maybe.
When he won his 2. They gave him 1 too early.
Yes.
And that's what always happens.
The first one he shouldn't have won.
The second one, it was bona fide.
Nobody could argue that. But the first one, James Harden clearly was the MVP.
Those are perfect examples. I'm glad I went and looked because those are examples of them giving it too early because the NBA sees the greatness in this person, and the person usually achieves that level of greatness the following year.
No, because Steve never really accomplished more than what he did the year before. Curry won championships both seasons.
But Curry's stats literally jumped up, though. Curry won MVP averaging 23 and 7. The very next year, he averaged 30 and 7. His stats went
24
crazy.
and 8, and then 30 and 7. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, no, but
they jumped up significantly. Like he turned into Curry.
He gave up an assist for 6 more points. Yes.
So I mean, it's like they I think they give it too early, and they just because they want to do something different because of that voting fatigue. Mm-hmm. They like we got to get somebody.
So it's a heavy combination of both.
It is.
I think, and we can sign off after this, but I do think that they have to change. I might even said this on the last pod. Mm-hmm. They got to change that whole situation.
I think so
my
too,
regular
man.
season MVP is not my postseason most outstanding player.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? My most outstanding player in the postseason. Like last year, would have been Giannis. Giannis would have that award, but the MVP MVP went to Jokic, but then Giannis he deserved something for that performance in the playoffs, and not just that finals performance. Like,
I agree 100%.
That entire performance in the playoffs is incredible. And then even back to LeBron James. Sure, if you don't want to give LeBron James, you don't want to give him season MVP, you should have 6 of them. Yeah. You don't want to give him that, that's perfectly fine. Because he's going to go to 10 straight finals, and he's going to get all of them. Like, if we were to really think about it, LeBron would be no question the greatest player in the game because he'd have 10 most outstanding players of the postseason.
We would have so many of them. Yes, no, I agree. But what's
he'd have more than 10 because he would have one from 2007.
Yeah, and it would be like consecutively. Yeah. No, so I agree. And I mean, just before we sign off, that's what I liked about pre 95. Votings for stuff like that. It was like if you was just the most dominant, they just gave it to you. It's just what it is. They didn't care.
It wasn't about all that extra.
No, I'm looking at this right now from like 87. No, like from really
no stats available. Why don't I have stats for 80?
I don't know, but basically like 84 to like 90. It's just a bunch of. It's just. I mean, Magic Jordan. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
like,
Charles.
Larry Bird 3-4 years in a row. Like
Moses Malone. You really just the best player.
If you the best, we just gonna give it to you. It just is what it is. Yeah. You had the best year. We not for. There's no. Forget all this politics.
And that's the thing. Sports has too many politics.
Yeah, too many politics.
It's very political. But at BSPN, we not political. You know what I'm saying? We not
always
political.
Keep it a buck.
We're critical, but not political.
Critical, not political. Straight like that.
Ref Mitch, holla.